Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hey, how is your study? Because I can't ask you about the exam. तो कैसे चल रहा है आपका स्टडी?
Regular, ma'am.
See, so in the last lecture we have seen some of the theorem related to separation, connection, right? So have you seen that lecture? Yes. If you,
Yes, ma'am.
if anyone have a doubt related to the connected set, separated set, you can ask. Hmm. Connection and separation both are completely opposite word, right? Separation का meaning क्या था? Separation means what? You are having two disjoint non-empty subsets such that their union gives the set E, and neither of them contains the limit points of other. Or in another way, you can have only Hausdorff-Lean condition for the three condition, that is intersection is empty, and A intersection with D of B is empty, and D of B intersection with A is also empty. Okay, neither of them contains a limit point of other. For them, you can replace the condition of Hausdorff's Lean condition. Okay, and what is a connected set? Connected means what? It cannot be written as a disjoint union of two non-empty set. Right? Suppose you have a real line. Okay, and if you want to write down real line, or I can say that real line is connected. So how to show that a real line is connected? Can you write down a real line R with the help of two disjoint open set such that their union gives a R and their intersection is empty, like this? Is it possible?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so let us see if it is possible. What we have to do, suppose this is what your real line, right? And what is our aim to find out whether R can be written as disjoint union. Okay, suppose I have written like this. Okay, these are disjoint. No, because as it I am considering open interval, suppose here is some point A and B. Or instead of considering A and B, suppose I have considered, say, 1 is here and some point 1.1 is there. So still there are so many points in between 1 and 1.1. So their union is not going to give you the complete R, right? And suppose if you are going to select one of them is as a closed interval and another is open interval, right? So what is the condition? We have to find out two disjoint open sets such that their union gives the set itself. So this will not be an open set, because suppose here it's one and this is open interval. So it is again not possible. Rather, there will be some difficulty in finding neither of them contains the limit points of other. Okay, so we can say that a very easy example for showing the connected set is a singleton set. So singleton set cannot be written as a disjoint union of two sets such that suppose here is some set A and B, some another set, their union, it cannot be written. Even phi cannot be written as a disjoint union of a two non-empty sets. Okay. Is the idea clear about the connected set and connected and separated set?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then one more condition, that is Hausdorff-Lean condition, and then we have seen the connectedness is a topological and hereditary property. Okay, now let us go for the next theorem. Being a connectedness hereditary, we have completed. Being connectedness is a topological property. Okay, next theorem is related to separation, that is, let X can be written as A separated by B. Sorry, X is separated by A and B. It is read as X is separated by A and B, and given that C is connected set. Given that C is connected set, uh, rather C is any subset of X which is connected, then what is our aim to show that? Then we have to show that. What is our aim to show that? either C is contained in A or C is contained in B. Okay, what is our aim to show that? Either C is contained in A or C is contained in B. Okay, starting what is given to us, we have been provided that X is separated by A and B. That means suppose your set X is this one and set X is separated by the two sets A and B. A next consideration given to us is a C is connected subset of X. Okay, C may be anywhere else. Suppose here is a, suppose what is our aim to prove here? Either C is contained in A or C is contained in B. Suppose here is C. So C is any connected subset of X. Then what is our aim to show that either C is contained in A or C is contained in B. That we will show in this theorem. Okay. Now, as we are provided that X is separated by A and B, so what we can use is the properties of this separated set. Okay, separation का definition use कर सकते हैं ना. If X is separated by A and B, then we can use the 5 condition. What are the 5 condition? Starting with the first one. What is the first condition? A and B both are non-empty, disjoint, right? Such that their union gives the set X. And fourth condition, neither of them contains the limit points of other. That is, A intersection with D of B is empty, as well as B intersection with D of A is empty. Correct? So here we have been provided that X is separated by A and B means what? It satisfies all these 5 conditions. Now we have to make a use of all these 5 conditions in such a way that we have to show that either C is contained in A or C is contained in B. Okay? Yes. How you are going to show this one? So for that, let us go with the shortcut method in which what we will do, as we want to show that either C is contained in A or C is contained in B. So we are going to make a use of all these 5 statements. What we will do, we will consider C intersection with A and C intersection with B. Okay, consider the two sets, this one, C intersection A and C intersection B. And let us check the first condition, that C intersection with A intersection with C intersection B. What is the result of this one? We can check this as C intersection with. As intersection is there, here is also intersection, intersection, intersection. So which property we are going to use here? Distributive law. So here we get A intersection B. So C intersection A, and then again you can have a C intersection B, and then what is given to us? A intersection B is empty. From this condition, I can write C intersection with this A intersection B is empty set. So hence we get the resultant is empty, right? So first we have verified the first condition, that C intersection A and C intersection B is empty. Intersection of these two sets is empty, right? As A and B both are non-empty, obviously now we are selecting C to be connected set. So C is, firstly it is non-empty set, so intersection is also non-empty. So initially they are non-empty sets such that their intersection is empty. Now let us check the union. What will be the union of C intersection with A union with C intersection with B? What will be the union? Can anyone tell me what is a union?
C intersection A union B.
Correct. C intersection A union B. So just you have to apply the property. They use a. Now, can anyone tell me which law you are going to use here?
De Morgan's law.
Is it De Morgan's law?
Distributive ma'am.
करेक्ट. डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिव लॉ यूज करतो ना आपण. C intersection with A union as it is C intersection with B. So you can see here C intersection A is here, union as it is outside C intersection B. So what is A union B given to us? A union B given to us is X. So hence C intersection with X. What is a resultant of intersection of subset with the set? Because given that C is any subset of X which is connected. C is a notation we are using so that we can have a consideration that C is a connected. Okay, intersection of a superset with the set is C itself. Correct?
Yes.
Now you will understand what we are doing later on, because we have these condition. We have these condition with A and B, but here we are going to prove all these five condition with C intersection A and C intersection D. Now let us check the last one, that is we will check this in short way, that is C intersection A intersection with C intersection B, its bar. Okay, just like our Hausdorff-Schlein condition. Okay, similarly what we will do, okay, as we know that what is a result of A intersection B bar is contained in A bar intersection B bar. आठवते का?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, this result we are going to use, as here is a intersection common, that is C intersection B its bar. So now the equality relation will be subset now. So here C intersection with A as it is and their intersection as it is here. So here we are going to write down this as C bar intersection with B bar. Correct? Now as intersection is there, so we can use a associative law, that is C intersection with C bar intersection as it is again A intersection with B bar. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Now what is the intersection of C with C bar? Because C bar is always larger set, no? What we know about the A bar, that is A bar always contained A. A bar is a largest closed set containing A. Smallest closed set. What is A bar? Smallest closed set containing A. What is always true statement? A is always contained in A bar. That is A is contained in A union derived set of A. Right? So what will be the intersection of a set with the C bar?
C.
C itself, because C bar will be the larger one. Intersection with A intersection with B bar. What is A intersection with B bar? We have the result. Neither of them contains the limit point of other. So the A will not contain the limit points of B. So intersection is empty. So hence we get the result. What we get the result is C intersection with A intersection with C intersection with B, its bar is equal to empty, because intersection of any set with the C, intersection of set C with the empty set is empty set. So here we get the result is this one is empty. The third one we have proved. Similarly, I can prove the next one, that is C intersection with A bar intersection with C intersection B. This will also be empty set. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
No need to prove this. You can similarly, you can write the similarly. You can write similarly that then hence we can say that from all these four condition 1 to 4 plus we have considered the condition C intersection A and C intersection B both are non-empty. So from all these five condition, what you come to know? Yes, can anyone tell me? It's just like a separation, na? So separation में क्या result मिला है हमें? C we can write as, right, C is written as, or we can say C is separated by the two sets C intersection A and C intersection B. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Prove के लेतना result. So here you can see X is separated by A and B. It is given to us. X is separated by A and B. That's why we have these result. A intersection B is empty. A union B is X. Okay, so X is separated by A and B. But here we got the union, that is C intersection A union with C intersection B. We got the result is C. So hence we can say that with the help of all the five conditions, we ensure that your set C is now separated by the two sets C intersection B and C intersection A. Okay. But what is our aim to prove that C is contained in either A or B? Okay. Now, as I told you that we have an assumption. What was the assumption? C intersection A is non-empty as well as C intersection B is also non-empty. This was our assumption. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Given that, what is given to us? C is connected. Okay. If C is a connected set, what you can say about this C intersection A is a empty set or non-empty set? See, if it is a connected set, what is the important property of a connected set?
Intersection will be
Disjoint
high.
or separate, ma'am.
Hmm? What is the property of a connected set? Let us remind you that what we have studied about the connected set. Okay, what is the definition of connected? It is exactly opposite of a separation. Okay, what is a separation? Separation means what? Set E is said to be separated if you have two non-empty disjoint sets such that their union gives a set and the neither of them contains a limit point of other. The next theorem which we have seen is it is connected if there is no proper subset of X which is both open and closed. Okay. Next we have seen the theorem. Here we have seen the X is separated by A and B. Okay. And given that C is a connected subset of X. What is the important property of C is connected subset so that we can say the C intersection A is empty set and C intersection B is also empty. Yes, can anyone give me the reason? Okay. Yes, everyone got the result that connectedness and separation both are completely different.
Yes,
I had
ma'am.
company completely different. Okay. Given that what is given to us C is connected, correct? एक दिलेला आहे ना आपल्याला C is connected. And what we have proved here, what we have proved this
C is
statement
separated, ma'am.
that C is separated, correct? So here we have proved the four condition. Okay, but here what was our assumption? C intersection A is C intersection A and C intersection B both are non-empty, right? So if both are non-empty, this is what your first condition, right? First condition, this is second, third, and fourth, fifth. Okay. So first condition we have assumed, and next four condition we have proved. With the help of that, we have proved that C is separated. Okay. But given that C is connected, so what should be the right assumption then? चार तर प्रॉपर्टी आपण ऑलरेडी प्रूव्ह केले, मग कुठली प्रॉपर्टी आपण अज्युम केले तेच रॉंग असणार आहे ना. सो व्हॉट विल बी द
Yes,
आवर
ma'am.
assumption? Okay,
C
here our
intersection A
assumption is
equal
wrong.
to
C
5.
intersection A is empty as well or C intersection B is empty. Okay, so what we can write with the help of this, C is contained in A complement, and here we can write C is contained in the B complement. But given that as X is separated by A and B, we can say that A is equal to B complement. बरोबर ना? X is separated by A and B means what? This is A, this is B, and this is your whole set X. What is complement of A?
B.
Complement of B is A.
A.
So if I am having an assumption that X is separated by A and B, it means that A is equal to B complement. And from this statement, I can write C is contained in B. Or we can say that B complement means what? C is contained in A. And hence the result. Okay? Are you getting me? What we
Yes,
have
ma'am.
done first, we have proved the second to fourth condition. Okay? To prove any set to be separated, we have to prove 5 condition. Okay. Out of 5 condition, we have proved the condition second, third, fourth, and fifth. Right. The first condition is important one. What was our assumption? We have assumed that their intersection of these is non-empty. But what should be the right assumption? Because given that C is connected, at the same time C cannot be connected as well as separated, because both are completely different concept. Na? Either C must be connected or it is separated. So hence, what should be the right assumption? So for that, here we can say that these two sets are empty. Either C intersection A is empty or C intersection B is empty. And given that as X is separated by A and B, A is equal to B complement. Separated means what? Simply you can assume that X is separated by A and B means what? X is written like this. Okay, and complement of A will be B, complement of B is A, and hence the result. Okay, now next theorem is X2 is a T space, C is connected subset of X, and given that C bar is also subset of X, then we have to show that C is contained in C bar. Sorry, C is contained in C bar given to us, and we have to show that C bar is also connected. That means we have to prove that if C is connected, we have to prove that C bar is also connected. Okay, what is given to us? Firstly, X2 is T space. X2 is a T space, C is connected. What do you mean by connected? It is not separated. Correct, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Not separated means connected, not connected means separated. C is connected given to us. We know that C is always contained in C bar. This is always true statement. A is contained in A bar. A bar is a smallest closed set containing A. But what is our aim to prove that? We have to prove that C bar is also connected. Okay, to prove any set to be connected, what we can prove? We can prove that it is not separated. It is easy to prove it is not separated. How to prove C bar is connected, or rather you can prove C bar is not separated. Wait for a few minutes. I think that file is closed by mistake. Let me open the file. Up to then you just try to prove C bar is connected. How to prove C bar is connected? It is easy to prove that it is not separated. Try to do that. Is the screen visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So what we were discussing about x2 is any t space given that C is connected. C is contained in C bar. This is always true statement. We have to prove that C bar is connected. Our aim is to prove that C bar is connected. Okay. To prove C bar is connected, let us start with the assumption. What is our aim to prove? C bar is connected. That is to prove C bar is not separated. Okay. To prove not separated is also difficult. So again, we are going to prove this result by contradiction, just like we have proved it in last theorem. Okay, if possible, what is a possible one? We are going to assume C bar is not connected. Okay, assume that C bar is not connected. That is, what do you mean by C bar is not connected? C bar is separated. Right. So by the last theorem, what is the last theorem we have studied just now? If we are having any T space and if C is any connected subset, so either C is contained in A or C is contained in B. Just now we have proved now either C is contained in A or C is contained in B. If C is any connected subset of X such that A and B are set which separate your X, that is X is separated by A and B, C is connected subset of X, then what we have proved just now, either C is contained in A or C is contained in B. So by the last theorem, right? What we have here, X2 is a T space, C is connected subset of X. Then we have to prove that C bar is also connected. So if possible, what we have assumed, C bar is separated, right? C bar is separated by the two sets A and B. Assume that C bar is separated by the two sets A and B. Given that, what is given to us? C is connected subset of C bar. Just like the last theorem. C is a subset of X, C is connected, and here instead of X we have a C bar. So what I can write from the last theorem? Are you getting the resemblance? Similarity दिसते का last theorem मध्ये? X is separated by A and B in the last theorem. Here we have C bar is separated by A and B. C is connected subset of X. Instead of C bar, you can assume C is connected subset of X. Correct? And here also C is connected subset of X. Then what is the result? C is contained in A, C is contained in B. What I can write then? Can I write directly C is contained in A or C is contained in B from the last theorem?
Yes, ma'am.
आधीच्या theorem सारखाच आहे ना, as it is. Instead of X we have C bar, right? It is very similar. Here X is separated by A and B, and here C bar is separated by A and B. So from the last theorem we can have C is contained in A or C is contained in B. So for that, let us assume the first one, that C is contained in A. So which means that C bar is contained in A bar. By property of this closure, we have proved this property somewhere in the basic lectures. Which implies I can apply C bar intersection with B is contained in A bar intersection with B. Simply I have taken the intersection with B on both sides. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Bar intersection with B. Now what will be A bar intersection with B if given that A and B separates your C bar, because C bar is separated by A and B, which means that A intersection B bar काय असणार आहे? Empty असणार आहे ना? If I am saying C bar is separated by A and B, it means that A and B both are non-empty, right? Next, their intersection is empty. The third condition, their union gives the C bar. The fourth is neither of them contains the limit points of other. right? So from this condition, I can have C bar intersection with B is contained in empty set. Any set which is contained in empty set, what should be the assumption? That set should be empty
Phi.
set, na? And hence C bar intersection with B, we got it is phi. But what we have C bar is nothing but A union B, correct? C bar is A union B, and here we have C bar intersection with B is empty set. Okay, we have A union B is nothing but C bar, and C bar intersection with B if it is empty. So what we can write from these two statements?
C bar is not separated.
C bar is not separated directly. How you can say? Let me show you what we have to do. What is the meaning of this statement? A is contained in C bar as well as B is contained in C bar. Is it okay? युनियन असेल तर आपण असंच लिहितो ना, A is contained in A union B as well as B is contained in A union B. Correct? What is your A union B in this case? A is contained in C bar as well as B is contained in C bar. Okay? If B is contained in C bar, B intersection with C bar काय असणार आहे? Set with superset intersection काय येणार आहे?
B.
B. Okay. Now let me take this one. This is first statement, this is second statement, right? We have first statement C bar intersection with B is empty. Second statement C bar intersection with B is B. Correct? So which means that from these two statements, can I write directly B is equal to 5? लिहू शकतो?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If I write B is equal to empty set, it is wrong, no? Because given assumption is what? B and A both are non-empty. So this contradiction arises due to the wrong assumption. What is our wrong assumption? C bar is separated. So what should be the right assumption? C bar is connected. Okay? Just a small things we have to play here. Intersection, union, empty set, these property we have to make a use of all these property and then you can prove the result. Okay? Have you understood this one? What you have to do? First you have to assume the contradiction that C bar is not connected. That means it is separated. So just write all the properties of separated set, right? So here we will get the contradiction for the first property. Then no need to go for the second, third and all, right? Just use the last theorem that if C is connected subset of X and X is separated by A and B, then either C is contained in A or C is contained in B. Either or असेल तर आपण एक यूज करू शकतो ना. Either C is contained in A, this one we have used and then we have proved the result. From equation 1 and 2, you can see that C bar intersection B is one time it is giving a set as an empty set and another time we are giving it as a B, which means that the set B itself is a empty set, but it is contradiction to our assumption. Okay, and hence the result. Now let us see what will be the effect on union. That means we have a family of a connected set. Suppose the family C lambda is a family of the connected set is a family of the connected set. Then what is our aim to prove that? Union of C lambda where lambda belongs to the index set is also connected. Is also connected. Okay. Given that the family C lambda is a family of a connected set. Okay. Simply we have been provided that many of the connected set, and our aim is to prove that their union is also connected on the condition. What is a condition? Intersection of C lambda is non-empty. Okay. Given that their intersection is non-empty, but we have to prove that their union is also connected. Have you understood the statement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, एक family दिया है हमें connected sets का. Simply we have to prove that their union is also connected. Okay. Need some more time to prove the result. Okay, let us keep this one because we have to again concentrate on next definitions also. Next is a continuous image of a connected set is connected. Okay, just like we have proved a topological property of a connected set, that is being a connected set is topological property. In the very similar way, we have to prove that continuous image of a connected set is connected set. Now let us go for the next definition of T3 half. Okay. For studying this T3 half, we must know completely regular. आठवते का सगळ्यांना completely regular? Yes, anyone remember what is the definition of a completely regular space we have seen? Somewhere after the definition of regular space, normal space, we have seen this. Okay, just tell me what is T3 space and T4?
Regular plus T1 is T3 space. Normal plus T1.
Okay. Normal plus T1 is a T. And we have seen some of the properties related to them. No? Compact plus T1 is a regular, right? These type of properties we have seen, and then we have proved that T3 and T4 both satisfy hereditary and topological property. After that, one definition we have seen completely regular space. So what is T3 half space is completely regular plus T1 is nothing but your T3 half space. Already we have seen the theorem related to completely regular space, and T1 also we have studied. So what is the definition of T3 half spaces? A completely regular T1 space is called a T3 half space, or another name for this one is a Tikhonov space. Yes, can anyone tell me what are the names of a T0, T1, T2, TT, T4, T5?
T not colmography.
Kolmogorov. T1,
T2 is Hausdorff.
T2 is Hausdorff. Okay. T1, what about T1? Frechet space. Okay. And T3 half is a Tikhonov space. T3 and T4 are simply regular plus T1, and it is normal plus T1. Okay. So somewhere if you have uh, knowing about this compact space, completely regular space, so we have proved one theorem that every completely regular space is a regular space. The next again very easy theorem we have to see. What we have to see now? Every T4 space is a T3 half space. Just like we have seen. Okay, what we have seen, firstly we have proved that every T naught is a T space. Then, sorry, it is not T1. Firstly, we have proved every T naught is a T space. Then we have proved every T1 is a T naught space. Then we have proved every T2 is a T1 space. Right? And I have given you counter examples also for every reverse way. Every T3 is a T2 we have proved. Then we have proved every T4 space is a T3 space. So in short, we can write this implication as every T4 is T3 half, every T3 half, then we can write it is every T3 half is a T3, every T3 is a T2 space, every T2 space is a T1 space, every T1 is T naught, every T naught is a T space. Right? So which one is the largest among them is our T space. And as we impose the condition, the set becomes smaller and smaller. So this is what T naught, then it is T1, T2, T3 and so on. So as the number of conditions are being extra, or if we are going to impose more conditions on anything, then the set becomes smaller and smaller. So here every T4 is a T3 half space which we have to prove. Next we have seen the theorem, every regular space need not be normal and every normal need not be regular. Even I have given the counter examples for this one also. असं प्रूव्ह केलेत ना, every regular space need not be T3 but every T3 space is a regular. Then we have proved every T4 space is a normal but every normal space need not be T4. आठवतंय का सगळ्यांना हे?
Yes, ma'am.
रिव्हर्स पॉसिबल नाही आहे ह्याचे काउंटर एक्झाम्पल पण दिले होते मी. Why every regular is not T3, why every normal is not a T4. And I think for normal, I have given you the homework to find out the example. And every regular is not a normal, every normal is not a regular. ये जो भी हमने थ्योरम देखा था उस सब का यूज यहाँ पे करना है आपको T3 हाफ में. What is your T3 half space? It is nothing but completely regular plus T1. Okay, completely regular हमने already study किया है. T1 की properties भी हमको पता है. What are the characteristic properties of T0, T1, T2, right? So here all these properties we have to use. So here every normal plus regular space is a completely regular space. Next, we have to prove every T3 half is a topological property. Being a T3 half is topological property. Next, we have to prove the very similar theorem, that is being a T3 half is hereditary property. How to prove these theorems? If I want to prove any property of like this, that is being a T3 half is a topological, being a T3 half is a hereditary. कसं prove करतो आपण? Yes, can anyone explain me these two theorems? Yes. How many times we have seen this theorem? For T naught we have seen T1, T2, T3. Then we have seen this for regular, normal, T4. आठवत आहे का सगळ्यांना टोपोलॉजिकल आणि हेरिडिटरी प्रॉपर्टी कसं प्रूव्ह करतो आपण?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, can anyone tell me? What do you do for proving any topological or hereditary property? हेरिडिटरी का तो सबको समझ में आता है ना. हेरिडिटरी मीन्स व्हाट?
Subspace topology given.
हाँ. What you have to do? Suppose we have x2 is given to us as a t3 half. What do you mean by x2 is a t3 half? x2 is completely regular plus t1. Okay. x2 is completely regular plus t1. Take any subspace, that is, let x star 2 star be subspace of x2. And what is our aim to prove that? Our aim is to prove that x star 2 star is also completely regular plus t1, and hence the result, right? Means we have to prove that it is completely regular plus t1. completely regular का अलग से थ्योरम है, t1 का ऑलरेडी हमने प्रूव किया है. that is subspace of a t1 space is also a t1 space. सो कंबाइनली जो हमने completely regular और t1 के लिए प्रूव किया था वो दोनों थ्योरम कंबाइन करके यहाँ पे लिखना है, right? just like we have done it for a t4. if I want to prove hereditary property for t4, what I will do? normal plus t1. नॉर्मल के लिए ऑलरेडी हमने प्रूव किया है क्लोज्ड हेरिडेटरी है एंड t1 इज अ सिंपली हेरिडेटरी. करेक्ट नो?
Yes, ma'am.
नॉर्मल के लिए क्लोज्ड हेरिडेटरी है ना. Compact is also closed hereditary. So that's why I'm telling you many times that whenever you come to study or whenever you come to the lecture, just write down all those properties: T naught, T1, T2, T3, T3 half, then T4, or you can somewhere write in between them normal and regular, completely regular. All spaces here you should write. And then you should write topological property, hereditary property. और अगर कहीं पे क्लोज्ड है तो नॉर्मल अगर क्लोज्ड हेरिडेटरी सेटिस्फाई करता है तो यहाँ पे आपको क्या लिखना पड़ेगा? क्लोज्ड हेरिडेटरी. देन वेदर डिस्क्रीट होता है क्या? इनडिस्क्रीट नहीं है. इनडिस्क्रीट इज नॉट अ टी नॉट, नॉट t1 एंड ऑल, राइट? देन वी हैव कैरेक्टरिस्टिक प्रॉपर्टी. जो भी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक प्रॉपर्टी है, एवरी सिंगलटन सेट्स आर अ क्लोज्ड सेट, right? This is a characteristic property, right? And then every singleton set can be written as intersection of all the open sets containing that element. बरोबर ना? This type of a property you have to write down on a single page, then only you can have a complete study of a topology. Otherwise मैं आपको लेक्चर में बोलूंगी कि हाँ नॉर्मल क्लोज्ड हेरिडेटरी है, so at that time you will think हाँ नॉर्मल क्लोज्ड हेरिडेटरी है का फक्त हेरिडेटरी है, blank. So just have a comparative study of these things. I will not take much time because I actually we are conducting now the practical exam of second year student. So just concentrate on all these type of a thing. Today's homework for every student is you have to prepare this table, because from the first lecture I am telling you to prepare this table. So just for your study, for preparing for your exam, you have to do this. Tomorrow at any cost, every student should share the screen that whether you have prepared the table or not. Okay? Is it okay
Yes,
for
ma'am.
everyone? Can you prepare the table?
Yes, ma'am.
Because unless and until you are having the table, you cannot understand what I am asking you. क्योंकि ये सभी थ्योरम्स एक दूसरे से रिलेटेड है. अगर आपको completely रेगुलर पता है, नॉर्मल पता है, रेगुलर स्पेस पता है, तभी आप T4 T3 हाफ को समझ सकते हो ना. कंफ्यूज होता है ना मी बोलता ना?
Yes, ma'am.
Why you are
Yes,
confusing then? Because you don't know actually what are these regular, normal, completely regular. अगर आप उनके बीच का रिलेशन ही नहीं समझोगे तो आपको T3 हाफ क्या है समझ में नहीं आएगा. करेक्ट नो? So just
Yes, ma'am.
in the next lecture, I will tell every student that you should prepare this table, because up to now we have covered many number of spaces. T naught हो गया, T1, T2, T3 regular normal, then T3 half भी हो गया completely regular, T4 सभी spaces हमने cover किए, right? Take a one big page, just like a drawing paper का एक page होता है ना, उस पे लिखो और सभी प्रॉपर्टीज लिखो, जो भी हेरिडिटरी, टोपोलॉजिकल, देन whatever the characteristic property, whatever the theorems we have seen related to them. Suppose we have seen the theorem like कोफाइनाइट फोर स्पेस, कोफाइनाइट होता है कि सभी स्पेसेस, राइट? T2 नहीं होता है ना कोफाइनाइट टी स्पेस. So in this way you have to just write down them, कोफाइनाइट अबाउट फोर स्पेस, को काउंटेबल, सभी स्पेसेस एक साइड पे लिखो और सभी T0 T1 यहाँ पे लिखो, और then you have to just focus on the thing that you should have a very शॉर्ट टाइम स्टडी. सिर्फ आपको टेबल देखते ही आपको पूरा टोपोलॉजी का पेपर समझ में आना चाहिए, राइट? Because when if you realize, when you start reading from the basic points, that is whatever the closure dense, and then we have seen closed set, then we have seen the boundary, interior, exterior, all these properties, and after you come to this spaces T4, तब तक आपको वो वाले प्रॉपर्टीज याद नहीं होंगे, बरोबर ना? झालाय का असा अभ्यास करताना?
Yes, ma'am.
सो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम जस्ट रिपीटिंग दिस वन. और इससे पहले आपको एक और टेबल प्रिपेयर करना है. विच वन? द टेबल विच वी हैव to study for our properties. Just like if A is a subset of B, which property it will satisfy? Closure wala, right? Whether closure is going to satisfy this property. Okay, closure है, interior है, whether interior satisfy this one, then we have to ask about exterior, then boundary. All these property you have to write down. A intersection B क्या क्या result है, whether A intersection B its bar is equal to A intersection A bar intersection B bar, किंवा युनियन साठी काय प्रॉपर्टीज आहे. सो यू हॅव टू फोकस ऑन दोज प्रॉपर्टीज, because in today's lecture I realize that whenever I am saying this is true and this we have seen, everyone say ha yes we have seen this. झालंय का असं? Okay, just do that study and then come back to the next lecture. Then we will discuss some of the things, and we are remaining only with the 2 points, FAS and SAS. And that I will simply take a definition, because I will not give a many much burden for you people, because जितना आपको करना है, suppose 100% is syllabus there, so we cannot cover this in 2 months simply, topology का syllabus. So 100% में से अगर मैंने पूरा 100% भी नहीं लिया, सिर्फ 80% भी लिया, बिकॉज फॉर आवर टीचिंग 20% इज अ रिलैक्सेशन. सो आई थिंक यू शुड एटलीस्ट डू 70% वट एवर आई हैव टीच यू. Okay, so just do a comparative study, prepare the table, just try to find out the way such that you can minimize your time of study. ओके, जिससे आपका टाइम कम टाइम में आपका ज़्यादा स्टडी होना चाहिए, राइट? जस्ट आई रिक्वेस्ट एवरीवन टू डू दिस homework, that prepare all those tables, so that whatever I am going to explain you in the next lectures, you will be able to understand that the madam is saying correct. Otherwise you have to keep a faith on me. बरोबर ना? आहेत का सगळे?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
ठीक है, डू इट एंड वी विल कम बॅक इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर. विल सी कम्प्लिटली रेग्युलर डेफिनेशन, कारण की आता मी या लेक्चर मध्ये कम्प्लिटली रेग्युलर आपण
घेतलं नाहीये मॅम.
हा, दॅट्स व्हाय आय एम.
मॅम माहिती होतं बट तरी मिस झालं असेल एखाद लेक्चर असं वाटलं.
हा, ओके. Why I have done this? Because I want to check whether you have prepared a comparative study. Because सभी स्पेसेस एक साथ आने के बाद आपको लगता है कि हाँ मैडम सांगता है इतना कम्प्लीटली रेगुलर झालंय, हाँ ठीक है, ओके. कॉम्पैक्ट के बाद में हमने कोई दूसरा स्पेस देखा था. कैन एनीवन रिमेम्बर द नेम ऑफ दैट स्पेस?
काउंटेबली कॉम्पॅक्ट.
हाँ, काउंटेबली कॉम्पैक्ट. So that's why I simply confused you. Completely regular space हमने already देखा है. So that's why just do the study and then we will come back to the theorems of completely regular T3 half and FAS and SS. Okay. Just I will minimize the syllabus and we'll see only the definitions क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा देखने के बाद उतना स्टडी भी तो होना चाहिए ना, and you will also have some burden. So just have a comparative study tomorrow and we will see the next point. Okay. बाकीचे दुसरे स्टुडंटना क्लिक झाला का कम्प्लिटली रेग्युलर नाही झाला होता म्हणून?
येस मॅम, नुसतं रेग्युलर नॉर्मल एवढेच झाले.
सांगायचं कोणी मग? Regular normal we have studied, then compact space we have studied, right? No,
Yes, yes.
concavely compact we have done. Completely regular we will see in the next lecture. Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Yes, you can leave the meeting.